What are they achieving?
Well, what they're saying is they want maximum disruption to stop the government extracting oil and gas.
Yeah, but that's cooking oil.
Good evening. I've been a supporter of green energy and a keen environmentalist since my 20s. My office is solar powered, so I was mortified to discover that a single lithium mine causes millions of tonnes of waste every year laced with sulfuric acid and radioactive uranium, polluting the water supply for 300 years, not to mention the unacceptable human costs with child labour to mine cobalt. When I researched which solar panel to purchase, I did not for 1 minute consider it would be made by people trapped in razor wire enclosed labour camps, being exposed to large quantities of quartz dust which causes silicosis. Please note that the Ethical Consumer Organisation report that it is hard to avoid forced labour in the solar panel supply chain. Wind turbines, which last about 20 years, consume a colossal amount of resources and energy to manufacture and install, not to mention the blight and bird kill. They require diesel engines to start them up and then gallons of oil to lubricate, and they can't readily be recycled. Solar panels are also extremely difficult to recycle, costing more than the production of the panel, and lithium batteries pose steep challenges too. Add to that the human suffering, which we've all unwittingly been part of just by owning a laptop or mobile phone, which is minimal compared to what's required for an EV or solar farm. These so-called green or ethical solutions aren't solutions at all. Just very good marketing from the $1.5 trillion a year climate change industry. That's $4 billion a day, by the way. None of us can undo what's already been done, but what we can all do is make sure this doesn't escalate exponentially with fleets of unnecessary EVs and acres of solar farms eating up our precious farmland.
I still have work to do. I've still got a 10-year plan. I want to have a village for living medicine where people of like-minded heart issues can come and actually help live together so that there will be a place, and many places, because I don't see it as any one place, but a village for living medicine where we can live the kind of lives that we're reaching for.
I saw someone write this, Trevor Moore, what if governments learned from the MK Ultra experiments in the 50s that trauma allows you to control people? So they purposely orchestrate disastrous events to keep their citizens afraid and dependent on them, and that's one of the reasons that mental illness has been rising. LOL. Well, he says LOL, but it's not really that funny. That's actually the case. People who actually have not agreed to be in a certain club, like a country, because I haven't agreed... I didn't agree to be in Canada and be a Canadian citizen and do what these criminals tell me, right? But if that's what they're talking about with democracy, it's like you're born and they put you into this criminal organization and they say you owe the mafia all kinds of money. But you get every 4 or 5 years, you go into a closet and tick a box and you can choose your master. This is the whole Jones plantation thing, right? But then the master uses violence and goes around and extorts everybody and uses violence against everybody to make them do what they want. That is an incredibly evil system. And when you start with a system that's evil at the very beginning, you get a lot of evil. And that's what we see in the entire world today, especially with democracy. So I'll put it on screen again. Trevor Moore, he's on Twitter. Someone should go there, because I can't do this all myself, guys. Like I've actually been trying, but and point out that government itself is a control system, a criminal control system from the very beginning, and then promote and tell him about he needs to see the Jones plantation. But that's exactly what they do. It's government is, you just say, I can't wait till everyone sees the Jones plantation, because there's so many parts of it that I want to use as examples when I talk about how the world works. Like they do some trauma stuff in there to keep the slaves scared, but all the tricks that government uses, they use in the Jones plantation, and people will start to see that, especially people who are starting to wake up.